Hey, what's up everyone, I'm Andrew, and in this video, we're gonna build a computer from a PC parts that I collected for free. And this is what I got. An old 775 socket DDR2GB motherboard, together with a some dual-core CPU and 512MB of RAM. I got Core 2 Quad Q93000 as an upgrade. I got 3 RAMs, one is 4 gigs, the other is 512MB, and the last one is 1GB. The graphic card is NVIDIA GTX 550 Ti. The disk is 120GB SSD, and the PC case is the last that I collect. This is some MS brand. I found some user manual, and also I found some cooling mount, one zip tie and a couple of screws. And with the case I got a DVD-ROM with ID connection. Most of these components are pretty dirty, except the GPU. The GPU I already cleaned it and I changed the thermal paste. So now, first let's clean all the other components. Once I set a goal to collect a PC components that somebody get one read or two away. And through time I collect many different things, like a couple of CPUs, some motherboards, and other hardware. Most of the hardware is working, but there is something that is not working at all, and even cannot be repaired. A little challenging to clean is the motherboard. On the CPU is too much thermal paste. Even the thermal paste has leaked from below and is between the socket pins. Cleaning the socket pins is a little bit challenging as well. The thermal paste is dry and hard. So to soften the thermal paste, I used isopropyl alcohol. And then, carefully, using needle-like tweezers, I start with cleaning. Later, I continue with a soft brush until I remove everything from the socket. Also, this is a very slow process, and if you're going to do something like this, it may take hours, so do not rush anywhere and be very patient. By the way, on the motherboard is a dual-core Intel Pentium E2200 CPU, and the CPU cooling fan is a little bit damaged. The heatsink is curved to one place, and the plastics are broken to one side. But however, with some work, anything can be fixed. I thought that collecting free PC parts is going to be a little easier task, but actually it's not that easy to find everything to be compatible. For example, I got an Intel motherboard, but I found an AMD CPU, or I got a DDR2 RAM motherboard, but I got a DDR3 RAM. But anyway, through time I collect something. The hardest to find was nice DDR2 RAM. Especially finding 4GB single module. Back in the day, these nice looking RAMs were rare to see. Most of the RAM was just the usual green module. The second hardest thing to find is some nice CPU. In the 775 socket era, the most common CPU were Intel Pentium Dual Core or Intel Core 2 Duo CPUs. And the Intel Core 2 Quad or Core 2 Extreme were reserved for better computer builds. Also, this is an old hardware, so finding something nice makes the things a little bit harder. The SSD is not in a great condition. When I checked and tested the SSD, the disk life was about 70%. 70% is not bad, but not ideal. Usually SSD can push up to 20%, and less from that is a little critical. The computer case with a CD-ROM, I picked it from a local computer store. Probably inside the case was something better than what I have in this video. Maybe some older parts, but good parts. And as always, somebody collects the nice things and the rest is left outside. I mean outside waiting somebody to get it, or the recycle truck will pick it up. To clean all these components, I use the usual things as always. I use brushes, cotton buds, soft cleaning napkins, vacuum cleaner to collect the dust, and isopropyl alcohol for washing electronics. And to dry the electronics, I used a hair dryer. The PC case I wash it in a little bit different way. I mean, I wash it using soap and warm water. Actually, I shower the computer case in a bathroom. After cleaning, all the parts are looking fresh and nice. The dust is gone, the sticky dirt from cigars is gone as well, and everything is much better than before. And now I move to assemble this old veteran. The only thing that I already have is a power supply. I found older power supplies, but they look a little suspicious to me, and rather I will not risk anything here. It's always better to go with a stable and good power supply. Cable management in these small and cheap cases is always a challenge. Simply there is no enough space to do some good cable management, but somehow the cables can be moved to some place around. I mean, this is not really good, but it's better than leaving the cables hanging to all sides around. Also, building a PC in a case like this needs to be done very carefully, because the case is sharp and you can easily cut yourself or even damage some cables from the power supply. This type of PC case is okay if you want to build something like this or some office configuration, but definitely is not to put some better hardware. The case is so thin and can be easily bent, so not recommended for better hardware or something heavy. And the PC case is ready to use. Now, out of curiosity, I started the computer to check it, and I heard the beep sound, which meant that all was okay. I connect the monitor, keyboard and mouse, and I continue with installing Windows. I continue with further testing, and after all changes, this is the final result. Let's take a closer look at this PC build. Somehow I managed to install Windows 10, even though this computer is not predicted to run anything newer than Windows 7. The Windows 10 is not fast, but it's more useful. In Windows 10 I can install the latest browsers. I can browse the web, watching some videos is possible, it's good for listening to music, it's good for working with documents, and some light stuff. Also, this computer is okay to play some older games. On this machine, I install Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty Black Ops. I want to download more games, but unfortunately I had some connection problems. In the both games I used mixed settings and a little lower resolution than the default one. The both games are working just fine. This is an old computer, but it can still run some great old titles, like Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and as well some other games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, I mean to the older release. Also, this computer can run many other games from that era or older. Well, and this is all about this computer. Maybe this is an old thing, but still not useless. Especially when you have access to the web, you have access to millions and millions of things. And also, this computer is good to play some older, but great game titles. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video will give some inspiration to back in function or make some stuff better, maybe some tech, or maybe something else. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.